Hello, family. This is Terrence Massey coming back at you. Tonight, we're going to be discussing Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson and how his white masters has him on the ropes. That's right, Dr. Umar Johnson and how his white masters have him on the ropes tonight. We are going to be discussing it right here on the Intel Solution Show 3017. I want you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, call in. Call in directly to the show. Alright? And hit the chat. Do whatever you like. Tonight we're going to be discussing Dr. Umar Johnson and how we're going to put an end to these parasites. So, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, don't like, do whatever you like. Do what you like. Do what you like. No, I'm just kidding. Just hit the bell next time so you guys can get your notifications. But we're going to be discussing Dr. Umar Johnson's his court case. We're going to go dabble a little bit into that. And we're going to also dabble in and we're going to have solutions for Dr. Umar Johnson. Solutions for Dr. Umar Johnson. Give me a call. Live. You'll be on live. 972-855-8851. Give me a call. But let's look at the court case, shall we? Now, in case you guys don't know, yesterday, just yesterday, Dr. Umar Johnson, he was in court. Okay? If you guys have not seen it, we're going to play some of it. Okay? We'll play some of it. Some of it. We'll play some of it, you know, so you guys will be able to get a good chance to really hone in on what happened with Dr. Umar in court. And I will actually walk you through what Dr. Umar, what he was going through in court. Let's check it out. Now, these videos, shout out to the people who come up with the videos. But these are not my videos per se. But what we are going to do, we are going to go in, we are going to go ahead and we're going to examine what happened. Dr. Johnson. First, let's stop. Dr. Umar Johnson does not have a lawyer here with him. Why? A lawyer probably advised him it's just a hearing. You don't need anyone there. Actually, every time you show up to court, you need a lawyer. Every single time. Now, what are we witnessing here? We are actually witnessing the precursor to a trial. The precursor to a trial. Now, let me explain something. Dr. Johnson, as he goes after, he's in court, but not many people are understanding. This is not a court case that goes after his degree. This is not going after him being a doctor. He's actually in court for practicing psychology without a license, which is a criminal offense. That's right. This is a criminal offense in which he should have had a lawyer show up with him. You know, all the lawyers that's in the black conscious community. You know, all the lawyers that he has on his speed dial that supports the school. All of these red, black, and green Pan-Africanists. I'm sure that there's probably one Pan-Africanist that went to school to become a lawyer that could have represented him. You know, he's a doctor. They're lawyers. doctors, lawyers. He's a psychiatrist. You know, he's supposed to have other doctor friends who are Pan-Africanists. You know, these are professional people. Not exactly. Because what Dr. Umar is a parasite that's using the conscious community so when he uses this conscious community, these are a bunch of people who are not professionals. So there's no other professionals. He's the only professional. In the ring with Boyce Watkins, he's the only professional. There's no other professionals. So what they do is that they attack communities of people who are non-professionals, who don't really know any better, and they take their money. And they live off them. Just like the preachers. But this is Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar, he's here. Okay? And this is the judge. And across from him is the prosecuting attorney.
In addition to speaking to groups around the world, we've also spoken on some radio shows.
Yes, sir, all the time.
And one of those is called the Breakfast Club on Power 105 out of New York City.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to
You're watching The Breakfast Club. DJ Angela, you ain't showing the guy. We are The Breakfast Club. This club is just in the Peace and love. What's on your mind today, man? All is well. Just came back from China and Japan. Our first business over there speaking with the African community and Japan. The week in Japan. So in America, we have a civil rights culture.
Now keep in mind, he just said on the Breakfast Club, he just got back from spending a week in China and in Japan. Wait a second. China and Japan? What do any of these people have to do with being African? What does any of these people have to do with what's going on in the African community? He's attempting to build a school as an investment. Would you think that all of his money that he's spending in China and in Japan would actually go toward the school? See, there's no business plan because he is not going to disclose to you how much money he's even willing to spend in the school itself. That's the issue with me, family. That's the issue with me. Because he wants your money to help build a school. Where's his money? I know. It's in China. It's in Japan. Let's go.
At the beginning of the proceeding, I admonished everyone that I would not tolerate the outbursts. If you cannot control yourself, please excuse yourself at this time. We will give you a moment.
Now, this judge is going to be very fair and very lenient. Okay? Because she wants to give him an opportunity to give him a fair hearing before she got to crack down on him. You know, she's going to crack the whip. You best believe she is going to crack the whip.
Because the parties need that respect. The next outburst, and you will be here to see the parties deserve the respect and ability to hear what's going on in this case. Thank you. So if you need to excuse yourself, don't be embarrassed. I would rather you excuse yourself rather than
Dr. Johnson, do you recognize the image that's on the screen there?
Yes, I do.
Is that a true and accurate copy of your image of your website?
Not my website, so that's a true and accurate image of the interview that I participated in at the Breakfast Club.
Okay, all right.
Now, what Dr. Johnson, what he does not realize is that everything that he says is going to be used against him in his criminal trial. If this judge decides to go ahead with the prosecution's recommendation, because if it's not up to the prosecution, they would not be in court. So with the prosecution's, along with the prosecution's recommendation, okay, the judge is going to allow everything that Umar has to say in this court session and everything that he cops to is going to be used against him in his trial. But he doesn't know that. See, so right now, he's flying blind. He doesn't even know what it is that they're going to ask him about in the hearing. Let's continue.
If you look up at the top, left-hand corner, it has a website.
Let me clarify. I'll take that back. My web designer, he adds videos of mine. Yes. I don't know. It probably was on my website. Yes.
Entire page and looking at all screens. That's on the picture website.
It appears to be. Yes, man. He updates regularly. I don't watch it all the time, but very likely, yes. I'm not objecting to that. I see the website.
And Carlos has a CD that will.
Thank you. And that's your C3.
That's my C5.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and family, we've been having technical difficulties as of late, so I'm trying something new. So if you can't hear me, just hit me up in the chat and let me know. Hey, look, brother, we can't hear you. Okay, if there's something that's going on, let me know, right? Because I want to make sure that you guys get a very good experience over here on Intel Solutions. All right, thank you.
Well, all right. Hour 105. That's an urban radio station.
Yes, sir.
And studios are in the 18th and Manhattan.
It's in Manhattan. I'm not sure the name of the building, but yes, it's
And the Breakfast Club, that's a nationally syndicated radio.
Yes, it is. Very popular.
Now, one of your interviews with the Breakfast Club taking place on June 30th. Is that correct?
Probably, yes.
Are you aware that the Breakfast Club rated that interview on 10%?
Yes, it should have been higher. Yes.
All right. And that interview right there that we're looking at is the interview that was rated 9. Is that right? The one on
Yes. That was the most recent. Yes. There you go.
Try to guess this.
Unemployment line, because the skills that we learn in college are not necessarily marketable to other black people. I'm a psychologist. Ain't you?
You agree that you call yourself a psychologist?
Yes, I am. Certified psychologist. One thing I would like to add, although I understand that it states intent to say that every time I refer to myself as a psychologist, that I am practicing beyond the limits of holding myself as something I am not. The irony in that is whenever I get interviewed, Probably even at the beginning of this interview, I always state specifically what I am: certified school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. Thereafter, I may refer to myself as psychologist in conversation, but there is never a time when my credentials are not stated forthright. On my website, they're stated forthright. In the exhibit you just gave, it says it right there: certified school psychologist. So when you get psychologist after, I've already said certified school. Then show him that it makes sense or be understandable if he's referring to a credential he's already made clear that he had. When I'm at work in school, they don't call us certified school psychologists every time they refer to us. They call us psychologists. The school district will have a psychologist. Chester up in psychology. Anywhere the school psychologist is, we're called psychologists. No one regurgitates over and over certified school psychologists. So we're reaching.
All right. So, if you guys didn't understand what he was saying, is that he is a certified school psychologist. Certified school psychologist. Now, in order for you to understand the play on words, because I'm sure that a lot of you guys may have heard he is a psychologist, that he's a doctor in psychology, which he is, has a doctorate in psychology. He has a doctorate in psychology. However, he actually works as an understudy or works under another doctor because he's not a licensed practicing doctor. He does not have a license to practice psychology. So you can have all the PhDs in the world. If you are not licensed and you are practicing without a license, then there's a strong possibility you're going to go to prison. However, there's a caveat. Let's keep watching.
He said is that on that show right there, you told the audience that you were certified psychologist.
If not that one, definitely in 2 and 1. There's been 3 breakfast clubs, so I'm very familiar with that audience. And if you look at all 3 videos, yes, I state that I'm a certified school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. Particularly, I'm certified on the very first one. That's a third follow-up to the first one. And yes, I do say who I am and what I am.
So it's possible to run the broad stage.
In interview number 3, we will have to watch it. I can't say for certain, but again, because the audience is familiar with me, my community is familiar with me, my work is specifically my community. I've been doing it for 17 years. 3 as a student. After 20 years, I can assure you, black people know exactly what my credentials are and what they are.
Now, the reason why you actually need an attorney is because Umar is very emotional. See, court is not an emotional thing. It's actually a very dry set of circumstances. You know, it's just black people. We tend to make it very emotional. You know, a lot of times you can see white people going to prison for life, and they don't budge, right? So when you're seeing Umar, oh yeah, he's very theatrical. In the courtroom, especially during the hearing, there's really no time for the theatrics because he's taking it personal, because he's feeling attacked. That's the reason why you have an attorney. That's the reason why you have a lawyer to act as a mediator. Okay? A go-between.
The entirety of the interview is recorded on Sentence 5.
The entirety of interview. This is interview 3 or 2.
This is 3 or 4. Now she is interview 3, and 1 to the right is interview 2, and I was the interview 1 of it.
On the CD, would it include interview 1, 2, only?
I have 7 CDs. This one, C5 is interview that we just talked about. The other interviews, interview screen, I have 7 CD.
So interview 1 will be included.
That's my understanding. Correct. That interview 1 is on the other CD.
Is that interview?
That's interview 3.
Yes.
Interview 2.
That's interview 2. Interview 1 has to be late. Could use that as a comment response.
Is interview 1 contained on the website?
Yes, they're all on
the same. Okay. So if I were to go to Dr. Umar Johnson.
Is one on the website? I'm not sure. I would have to see, but it would be no problem to get you one because I could just grab it off the internet.
You can also
If I can email it or something.
Can you download it to a CD for me the apparatus?
Okay.
CD.
I can have the element.
And that's what we talked about to get it in 30 days.
Okay.
They'll copy it to me.
Okay.
CC a copy of the letter to Mr. Kelly indicating this is what is
Okay.
All right, now what you're listening to right now is the judge telling Umar, I'm already going to extend this out 30 days, maybe even 60 days, maybe even 90 days. So family, tune in, because when she gets a copy of the Breakfast Club, the first installment, or that way she can have all 3, and then she can make a determination. And in about 30 or 60 days, she's going to make a determination, maybe 60 days. She's going to make a determination based on what she hears and what she sees. Okay. However, there's also been complaints. And with these complaints, she's also going to make a determination on those as well. Those complaints, Umar doesn't have.
Alright, and so then we'll keep the record open 30 days after today. Go lie and email it. Once you get that in, 30 days, then I'll post it.
Yes.
So before we finish today, please make sure that we go back to it as we had it. We outline the proper exhibit numbers. Yes, because you're going to do that too.
And you'll give me the exhibit number.
Yes, but make sure we discuss that before we walk out. All right. C5 is the CD of interview 3, Dr. Johnson, any objections to this?
No, ma'am. So is this 2 and 3 or just 3?
That's just
okay, just 3. The reason I'm only asking that because although I'm certain I stated my credentials on 1, I may have stated it on 2. It's possible I stated it on 3. It's possible I have stated it all 3. Certainly the first one. So I want to make sure you have all 3. So do I need to give you 1 and 2? Or this is only 3?
It sounds like only 1 because a comment is going to introduce the other interview.
2 and 3.
That's what sounds like.
No, I'm not clear. No.
So what we'll do is we'll admit this one. We'll admit C5.
Okay.
I'm just saying this is interview 3. Then as we proceed, I understand they're going to introduce another CD. We'll see what interview comes up.
Yes.
Whatever is left, then you're going to provide mailing and a copy of that.
Yes.
All right. We'll admit C5.
Radio interview, first refer to Dr. Johnson. Do you recall having been interviewed on a radio show called Stand Up Now?
Probably. I do 20 radio each week. Okay, I'm sure.
And this is
This is the Exhibit 86.
Gospel 14 KM, WMKM.
Yes.
Okay. Chase here too.
Get up now, and we all stand up now. I do believe that we do have Umar Johnson on the line. Good morning. How are you?
All is well.
Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you and LaDonna, so make sure to tell LaDonna and I hope she's listening that we thank you. Dr. Umar, tell us a little bit about what it is that you are, for those of us who don't know.
Certainly, I'm like Don. I'm a certified principal. I'm in private practice here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I evaluate children's special education disabilities and extermination. I work with charter schools, public schools, superintendents, principals, special ed county advocate groups. I'm a founder of my very own advocacy group, National Independent Black Parents Association.
You agree, Dr. Johnson, that he was represented on that interview that you got practice of Philadelphia?
Yes, sir. And I will repeat again to clarify that certified school psychologists can do private work doing the same things they do in the school outside of the school if they're employed by a public.
Now, Umar has, I think it said, the National Independent of Black Parents Association. National Independence of Black Parents Association. I believe I heard that right. Let me back it up just a little bit so we can make sure we got that right.
Dr. Johnson, that he was represented on that interview that you
Certified principal. I'm in private practice here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I evaluate children's special education disabilities and extermination. I work with charter schools, public schools, superintendents, principals, special ed county advocate groups. I'm a founder of my very own advocacy group, National Independent Black Parents Association.
National Independent Black Parent Association. Now here's the concern and here's the reason why the owners of his credentials dragged him into court. It's simply because, and this is his masters, the National Independent Black Parents Association. Now, Dr. Johnson is really supposed to, and people don't realize what this is. This is kind of like a tongue lashing. One of those, come here, boy. Now, did we tell you to start the National Independent Black Parents Association? And in good fashion, Umar is going to eventually capitulate, and he's going to say, no, sir. You didn't tell me, sir, to start the National Independent Black Parents Association. Did I tell you, boy, to go off telling these old Negro children, these nigger children, about being on these ADHD drugs? Well, no, sir. Well, what How is this going to benefit me, boy? And he is going to have to make a choice. Either face prison or do what his white masters tell him to do. Which one do you think he's going to take? Modernism? And in which he might have to do some prison time. Because what most people don't realize is that just as many black kids as on Ritalin and all of that other crazy medicine, there's white children who's on the same medicine and if not worse. See, when they said that there's not going to be, when they said integration, that means that if white children get messed up, black children get messed up too. See, it's a social thing. Because when it comes to the economics, there's a huge disparity. See, black people are supposed to suffer economically and also all of the social ills of the world. The same as whites. That's what integration really is. So, well, we're going to discuss it a little bit more. I'm not going to spill the beans about everything too early about my thoughts here. But this nigga here is what white people are saying. Nigga, you're going to have to do some shucking and jiving for us, boy. You're going to have to stop all of this Ritalin talk. Eventually he will. Stop all of this old black power, unapologetically African, which is a white word, I might tell you. The word Africa is white. This is white as an English word. It did not come from anyone from Africa. Nevertheless, all of this unapologetically African, none of that. See, in America, if you are black, actually this is anywhere if you are a non-white person, you either got two choices. You either got the gold or the bullet. In our case, you either take the money or you go to prison. Now, we all know that if white people wanted to build a black school, they would build a black school and put black folks in it. If white people wanted black people not to be on Ritalin and not to have autism and have good healthy diets, they would do that as well. So what make you think that Umar Johnson is just going to come along and they just going to allow him to do it? And then once he gets caught, what do you think he's going to do? My money is he's going to take the gold. But let's keep watching.
You agree, Dr. Johnson, that he was represented on that interview that God's practice of Philadelphia?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I will repeat again to clarify that certified school psychologists can do private work doing the same things they do in the school outside of the school if they're employed by a public.
And you agree that videotape that we...
Now, if you guys didn't catch that, I'm going to tell you exactly what he just said. If you have a doctorate in psychology, you can work inside the school, which is where he does most of his work because he works with children. However, if he's going to work outside of the schools, he has to be under the tutelage of a licensed doctor. So outside of a school, Dr. Umar Johnson, he is just a person who has knowledge of psychology unless he's working under the employment of a licensed doctor. Then he can work on your behalf. Other than that, he's not supposed to be telling you anything. So this is really this is the basis of what Umar can tell you. I can point you to the books where it talks about ADHD and things like that. That is the limit of the conversation he can have with you. I can tell you about the DSM, and I can show you a few things. Other than that, I cannot talk to your children, talk to you about your child. He cannot diagnose any children outside of a school. Now, wouldn't that be the reason why he's attempting to build a school? Because he does not have a license. And I wonder who is this person whose employ he is under outside of a school. Because he cannot talk to anyone about any child. He cannot say, listen, your child shouldn't be on Ritalin, he should be on Prozac. He shouldn't be on Valium, he should be on Ritalin. Or your child shouldn't be on anything at all, according to what I can see. He's not even supposed to give you that. Because he's not supposed to give you a diagnosis. That's practicing without a license. Now, I do not want to see this brother get hurt. Because he is one of our best. He's one of our brightest. But I tell you this, he will switch before he fights. He will switch before he fights. Because he knows he's on that battlefield all by himself. Because he knows exactly what he's doing. White people do not want him at the schools. Black people do not want him at the schools. Why? Let's keep watching.
Just watch as the devil's
Yes, yes.
This permission is
No, ma'am. Clarifying point for what purpose?
As I understand the following question aspect of Kelly, the issue being the private practice, but it also contains what you were saying, the certified specialist.
Exactly. And are we clear here in going forward that the code does specifically state that a certified school psychologist employed can practice privately? Are we clear on that?
That's it. Take notice of all the applicable law.
Okay.
At the conclusion of the evidence is needed to apply.
And again, reiterating that although I have that right, all of my work is done in a school building. There is no private work done other than the speaking, or if I'm called to train, or if I'm called to do an independent educational evaluation in another district in a school in Pennsylvania.
Understood. There was sort of a exception to the admission of C6.
I sure hope no one comes and says, yeah, he came home, he came to my house and he diagnosed my child. Oh, buddy, I hope no one comes forward and say, you know what, Dr. Johnson, he looked at my child and he told me I don't need to put him on Ritalin. He don't need that. He's just an average little boy. I sure hope he didn't do any of those things. Because if he did, we can expect to see this brother, if not stripped of all of his credentials, he can more than likely wind up in prison. But let's hope not. Let's hope he's a lot more intelligent than that. See, you have to understand, family, what you are looking at. You are looking at the prison industrial complex coming after black males again. And we tend to fall in that trap time and time and time again. Let's roll.
No, it's on the record. It wasn't exactly an objection, but your statement, the statement that you made is obviously retained in the record.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I ask one question if I could? Clarify question. I noticed it was the first exhibit, it was 2014. And of course we're here because I'm being accused of practicing psychology without a license. If this goes back to 2014, and I remember the first time I was contacted by an investigator from the Bureau of Professional Affairs, Mr. Ernest Dixon, I believe his name was, an African American. I met with him at King of Prussia in his office, and he interviewed me. I answered all his questions. He shook my hand, and I believe he said, just be careful, but I don't see anything here. That was in 2014, 2015.
But what is the clarifying point?
Okay, clarifying point is, if the state felt that I was practicing psychology without a license, why did they wait almost 4 years to say something to me about it?
I understand. I don't know if we're going to that will come out throughout the course of the proceeding. And so I did not rule the motion because it's not testimony. What you just said is not considered testimony. You're not sworn in at this time. So I'm not going to object. It's not going to be considered testimony.
Or should it though? Because that's a part of this that I met with.
It certainly can be. And there must come press when we come sworn in, and that is where you want to go to your testimony. Now, obviously, he's going to voice an objection at that time. What they just stated regarding it being piercing. So we'll.
Now, here's where he needs an attorney. Because the Breakfast Club interviews came after 2014. See, they thought they had some inclination that he was practicing without a license prior to 2014. And then after they did his initial interview, they concluded, there wasn't anything there too much. So now he's continuing to say things along those same lines where he's attempting to bend the rules of his master. Your white master said, well, Umar, all right, we'll give you a doctorate. And now you go out there and you don't get in any trouble. But I'm going to see to it that you do get in trouble. And what Umar doesn't realize is that his white masters have seen to it that he got in trouble. You're black, buddy. You don't get to bend the rules. That's a white man's game.
Across the bridge. You have not seen that. I'm sorry, you are. You actually call this a common witness. So therefore, his objection is that when you said the investigator told me that that's hearsay. And so whenever you have a statement that is made outside of the testimony of action, then you have to have certain exceptions reported to be admitted. So you can't testify to someone told you.
Understood. Are investigators required to submit some sort of summary or anything after they meet with someone for the purposes of an investigation? Should that have been a summary document, something that he was required to file as a result of the meeting with him in his office in King of Prussia?
I would say that's for the Congress to determine because I'm a humble investigator. I cannot think of any statute that says that the investigator counts to reduce all interviews to a written or recorded form. So I cannot respond to that statement. But nevertheless, for the purposes of what we just went, that what the investigator said will not be admitted. The date that you spoke about when it occurred, obviously that's a consideration.
Next is C7. Reporting from the practice club.
You're watching Morning, everybody. It's DJ Angela talking in the crowd. We got the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. That's right, Dr. Johnson. As well. So let's see back. Now let's get right to it, man. Like everything that's going on. What is the solution? I think let's just cut the problem. So what is the solution? All right. Before I select your solution, I have to challenge you on that. Because although we talk about the problems a lot of people don't understand how the problem operates. You give an example, take this education. People and children aren't learning, and no black boys are not graduating, and no special education, and no ADHD is a problem. But they don't know how this operates. They don't understand how the child goes from the classroom into the special education system to have to be taught how it operates. So we understand that police genocide is a problem for black people. We understand that structural inequality, disproportionality, racism is a problem. But do we understand how racism operates? So I think that once you understand how the problem operates and manifests itself, you're now in a position to solve it. Someone comes to me for therapy before I do any therapy. When I do the clinical history, is there depression in your life? Have you been depressed before? Have you ever contemplated suicide? So I have to understand your background and how you can live your life in order to start every day. So now, come to.
Do you recognize that video?
Yes, sir.
Is that you misjudged yourself after your practice?
Yes and no, because I think your question is going to be about therapy.
My question is that an image of your practice?
No, sir.
It's not an image of
No, and I'll clarify when I can.
All right.
Okay. I am a therapist. I have been. Different organizations, Philadelphia Health Center, Children's Crisis Treatment Center. I was there in my pre-doctoral internship with the Department of Youth and Family Services, Ewing Residential Treatment Center. I did therapy while attending Philadelphia Osteopathic Medicine, my clinical practicums in the Center for Therapy. I have been a therapist for most of my career. Do I do therapy in private practice? Of course not. Certified school psychologists don't do therapy. We do school psychological counseling. Have I been a therapist? Absolutely. I've done it for years. And the two principal organizations that I've done it from, although I have since resigned, was the Children's Crisis Treatment Center, where I was an outpatient therapist for children and families, as well as the Philadelphia Mental Health Center, where I did some of my doctoral clinical practicums. And I was asked to stay on and continue being a therapist in Philadelphia. We have a very large behavioral health system, which is filled with master's level and PhD level therapists who are not licensed, who work under the supervision of a licensed psychologist. So yes, I have been a therapist, and no, it is not included in my work as a certified school psychologist. Outside of school is therapy. In the school is psychological counseling, and that's also in the state code.
Now, this is where he is skirting that fine line with his white masters. Inside the school, I'm a psychologist. When I step out those doors, all I do is therapy. Really. Well, you know, they're going to open that book so wide, it's going to get mighty airy up there, Umar. Mighty airy. Because they're going to do a lot of interviews. and they're going to gather a lot more evidence. Oh, so you better back up. You better start doing that rope-a-dope. All them sisters that be chasing after you, and all them sisters that you be chasing, you better go on here and take care of that business now, brother. Because they coming. They are using all of those. That stenographer that's sitting back there, oh yeah, she typing. And you best believe they recording this hearing. Because they're going to get a book so thick on you, you better have a good time. I hope they don't. I really do. I hope they don't. I like the idea of the school for the black boys, giving them, but he's not too bright. He's a very intelligent guy, but he's not too bright. I mean, who you gonna buy the books from? Who you gonna get the beds from? You know, the sheets. Who you gonna get the electricity from? Who gonna buy them bricks from? I mean, really, who gonna be the contractors to fix up the school? What materials they gonna have? All of this stuff is gonna come from white people. So you are gonna use white money to turn around and build a school that's gonna be white. But let's keep going.
Come on.
No, as long as you're clear on my clarification.
But you notice what they did to him, right? They gave him a sister up there, and then they gave him a white prosecutor.
This is that interview number 2. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in a minute.
Mark as Exhibit C4. He needs on the street and
Okay, you can just explain it to me.
Sure. It is. Most certificate and condition the document. Okay. The third page. Their hourly rate and the amount of hours that they put. Okay. Yes, sir. So, signed by the person who's the head of the bureau, and what he is attested to is to the boxer. He is attested to his certified secretary.
Yes, sir. One question earlier, when I said I dealt with a gentleman at Peter Prussia, because I'm seeing 2 names here. I believe it was Ernest Dixon. It could have been Jesse Day. Just as a clarifying point. There's one up. The second point, and I'm not guilty of anything, but when I look at these costs, how were they computed, given the fact that all we see is YouTube clips and a website? It certainly don't cost $2,400 to look at Breakfast Club interviews. So these investigative costs are coming from where? How is this being calculated?
See, that's just like black folk. You're not really paying attention to what they're doing and what's really going on, because one or two things is happening. Well, really one. His perspective, he don't quite see what's happening. Now, the little prosecuting attorney, the guy, he just threw him off. He just slid him some papers that had money on there. He's not really concerned about what's actually happening, about what's not being said. No, what he's really concerned about is how much did it cost to investigate me? So in case I lose, I'm going to be stuck with a $2,400 bill. What? $2,400? They're going to strip you of your white credentials and toss your black behind potentially in a cell, and you talking about $2,400. Buddy, black folks' priorities are screwed up, starting with this man. I thought my priorities was kind of bad, but this guy here, wow. He wants to talk about some money. This is why you hire a lawyer.
I understand Josh's question, and I don't think that his question goes into the eligibility document. It may go to the amount of charges he wants us to test them. But as far as this document being admissible under the rules, it's very
His response is that under the law, there are two different categories of ways to make things. Whether something is admissible, whether or not it actually meets criteria under, say, the evidence should be admitted as admissible. And so he's saying that the document, there should not be more regard to admissibility because to certify whether or not the actual cost, as is outlined, whether or not I should give weight to the amount listed in manifestation. That is something that you can contest. So whether or not that document actually is a certificate of manifestation, unless you have an exception to that, whether or not it actually should be $2,400, and you can actually contest that to your testimony and what interaction you have had with an investigator. Other than that, the actual amount of cost, do you have any objection?
This person is like the worst cameraman. I mean, he just keep coughing and sneezing and snotting and carrying on. Take care of yourself before you come out in the street. You know, use the nettle kit.
Objections you see.
Not amount of cost.
I will admit, Commonwealth C board.
Mr. Johnson, you also have a number of two videos of race education.
Yes.
You asked about how many videos you sell at books.
Dozens, yes, sir.
More than 100.
Not me myself, but there's more than 100 videos of me that have uploaded of others to have attended my lectures. The videos I would have uploaded, most of them would have been from my Tuesday morning Black Parent Teleconference, where I give advice to parents on issues relative to special education and mental health for Black children, and some tutorials that I do, and other commentary I do on the issues that affect African people. Most videos are uploaded by others, not myself. Dozens for me, definitely does, because I do it every Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right. So if this were another witness who didn't have the opportunity to cross-examine the so you don't cross-examine yourself, whether you choose to respond to the type of question that he's asked, because that when it comes to your case, you should do so.
Okay. So I want to ask some questions. Is this the time for it?
Well, he's not a witness.
What questions about the case?
About incidents that happen, specifically items that he has presented so far.
Yes, and the charge of itself.
If it pertains to what has been presented so far, you can testify to that at this point. If you're going to go into the applicability of the exemption, then that would be more so your case that you want to. I'm not sure if you're going to call any additional witnesses today. Understood. So they're about to rest their case. So we're about to turn to you anyway. Okay. Begin your case. You want to do that.
See, he doesn't have enough information. He doesn't have enough knowledge to know, hey, listen, I can't cross-examine the lawyer. So what I could basically do is ask some questions about what it is that he is bringing forth. But he doesn't know enough. Now, every black person who's in the conscious community who claims to be an attorney, where you at? Where you at? Everybody at the Moore Science Temple, where your lawyers at? Everybody at the Nation of Islam. Hell, Boyce Watkins, where you at? Tariq Nasheed, where are you? Hey, at the end of the day, this is another black man going up in front of a white establishment. Right? Right, Tommy Sotomayor? You all about the fathers. Well, here's another father who's on trial here. Not necessarily on trial, he's at a hearing, but you get my point. Why aren't y'all helping this man? Despite your differences. I know why. Because as much unity as you talk about, the more you like to destroy each other. You parasites are no better than the guys who do drive-bys. Y'all drive by and y'all pop shots at each other, and then there you go. Instead of tearing this man down, y'all actually should have been lifting his brother up. That is a solution. You should have stuck your hand out and said, hey, listen, bro, let me help you get a lawyer. Because he needed one in there. Oh, he needed one. Because a lot of questions he should not have asked, and a lot of things he should not have never said.
All right. So your exhibits C1, C2, C4, 5, 6, and 7 did. There were no good kids. All right. Rest, and return to Dr. Johnson. Before we actually move to these, Dr. Johnson, should like very well.
Family, they're just gonna go up. They're gonna spend some time, talk to the judge a little bit, and that's about it. Now we're gonna go meet them outside. Now, I must say, shout out to Brother Umar. That is a nice jacket. Boy, that is a well put together jacket, I'm telling you. White folks sure know how to make sure you got the stuff you need in order to make a nice jacket. That's a nice one. Shout out to More Info, right? This is his vote. This is his video. This is not mine. I do not claim the work, so I'm just commenting on the video. Let's go. We're going as we're actually actually going into the press conference or the speech or whatever that he gave right after he got out of court.
Looking good. We're going to Raleigh right now. 15 R-E-I-L-Y. 4 minutes away. Black Power. Dr. Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, we live. Everybody get their camera out. You got 60 seconds. Your Facebook, your Instagram live, whatever you want to do. Did the attorney make it? Attorney didn't make it.
Now, if anyone knows about going in court, he was in court for about a half an hour, but it's draining. Very draining. So what he's attempting to do, he's trying to stay up there, boy. He up on the ropes. He tired now. He done did 15 rounds. All right. Brothers and sisters, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. We are live, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, capital city of Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, for Dr. Umar Johnson versus the state of Pennsylvania. The case today was about a charge against me, accusing me of holding myself out as in practicing as a licensed psychologist without a license. The evidence they showed, and I could not believe it. Everybody here saw it. The evidence they showed were two clips from my second and third Breakfast Club interview and a screenshot from my 2014 website. Let me say this again. This is the evidence. Two clips from my Breakfast Club interview 2 and 3 and a screenshot from my 2014 website. They show no evidence of me having conducted a single evaluation, a single therapy session. They can't find any evidence of me having ever performed any work as a clinical psychologist except under the supervision of a clinical psychologist. Now, that does not mean that they won't find any. That does not mean people won't start coming forward. See, he's under the illusion that his masters are not going to do anything to him. He's under that illusion. It's kind of like psychosis. Because anytime you know that if you are a professional under white supremacy racism, under this system, he's going to come and get you. If you are talking anything about black. In which he don't even have to say black anything in order to accomplish anything for black people. He doesn't. He does not. Not one bit. The case was bogus. It was nonsense. The closing argument was that I do therapy with adults. Everyone who knows me knows I specialize in what? Children. And all my work is school-based.
You never said you was licensed.
And I never said I was licensed. This is being done, and by the way, I asked to know who made the initial complaint against me. They said that it's... Now, how many of y'all out there actually thought that Umar Johnson was a licensed practicing doctor? I know I did. I thought for sure that he was actually a practicing doctor. The way he was talking, he was stouting himself as that he had everything that he needed. The real question here is, why didn't he go get a license? And why isn't he telling you some of the major important things about black boys with ADHD and how they've been treated in the schools? Meaning this. 1, if you stop feeding black people sugar, that's going to kill like all of your problems right there. Why hasn't he said that?
Why hasn't he once come out and said, hey, it's the sugar? No, he blames it on the medicine. The kids are, hey, stop feeding your kids milk because it's killing your kids. Because it is. Cow milk is nothing but cow pus. That's all it is. And it's killing your children. So the first thing he should be telling you is, don't feed your kids cereal and milk when they wake up in the morning. Don't give your kids the eggs and the sausage. See, because then he would be actually talking about nutrition, which he would be practicing medicine without a license. So he's not even allowed to tell you that. This is the problem here. He is serving his white masters and they coming after him, and y'all are having sympathy for him. But I understand why. I understand why. He speaks very well, and some of the things that he sounds like the truth. Satan did the same thing in the Garden of Eden, if you believe in the Bible. Satan was absolutely correct. He said, hey, did God really say that you was actually really going to die? Nah. See, this is how parasites get you. They latch on to you, and then you begin to think that they're part of you. And it becomes hard for you to shed them. Get rid of the parasite. You will actually be doing him a favor if you get rid of him. Do him a favor. Say, we're not going to support you anymore. There are schools out here. Hell, anybody can start a school. Let's finish.
Confidential. It's confidential, and I have a right to know what it is or what it was. That is nonsense. I have a right to face my accuser. That is nonsense.
Okay, this is a hearing. This is not a trial. So there's no accuser. And even still, this is something that you would want to find out prior to you going to court. What are the accusations that's against me? What is the evidence? And there's a way to get all of that stuff prior to you going to court. But no. What does a man with a doctorate degree, what does he decide to do? Entertain Tariq Nasheed. Because he is an entertainer himself. Dr. Umar Johnson is an entertainer. Boyce Watkins is an entertainer. Tommy Sotomayor is an entertainer. Tariq Nasheed is an entertainer. They have to be in front of the camera. They're constantly shooting movies. Because they're entertainers. That's the only thing that black people are good for, is entertaining other black people. Black people chill with the entertainment. I'm not going to lecture you. I don't want to lecture you. But here it is. He's one of those guys that he's so smart, he's dumb. What's the additive? A fool has himself as a lawyer. So he doesn't even know what to do. And then here it is. He has all of the people that's around him who have no clue how to help him. Now let's get something straight here. Marcus Garvey served 2 years in prison before they decided to send him back to, I believe, Jamaica. So don't get it twisted. Frederick Douglass was a recruit for the United States Army for black men. He was one of the first ones who agreed to line black men up and put us in harm's way long before we even got our own neighborhoods. Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey. This is the arena that he's running in. You guys would actually be doing this man a favor. You guys would need to help him save himself from himself.
Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, I don't think it was one complaint. I know it wasn't. Because every time investigators contacted me, they said they received yet another one. I believe coons as well as Caucasians. Put me in a situation. But I also believe that the State Board of Psychology of Pennsylvania is jealous of the fact that an unlicensed certified school psychologist with a doctor of clinical psychology can have the type of international reputation that they...
All right. Listen to what this guy's saying. It's coons. Yeah, but you don't know which ones, because you're not intellectually smart enough to find out who it is. All right, prior to walking into the lion's den. It's white supremacists. Yeah, okay, but it would be white supremacists because that's the system that we live in. But then he said, it's the State Board of Psychology. Isn't that what he just said? State Board of Psychology.
Caucasians. Put me in a situation. But I also believe that the State Board of Psychology of Pennsylvania is jealous of the fact that an unlicensed...
The State Board of Psychology of Pennsylvania is jealous of him. Really? See, family, you have to take stock in who you're listening to. You have to actually take stock in who you're listening to. I mean, this is a man who was obviously tired, and when he gets tired, he's probably hungry and delusional. Because I would say right now it's probably approaching maybe 11 o'clock, maybe, his time. Maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm not sure, but, you know, he might want a sandwich. Because the boy is delusional. I don't even think that them people is actually even giving that man the time of day. I don't even really think that they even thinking about this man. Beside the fact, they don't want him harming their system. Let's get something clear, family. These people are saying this man here is harmful to the establishment. That's what they're saying. But he's using white credentials to legitimize himself in front of you. And he ain't even licensed. Why didn't he go get his license? That's a really good question. I mean, I believe it's probably just taking a test, paying a little bit of money, get your license. But then once you get your license, you have to be practicing. Somebody fishy. Remember, on Intel Solutions 3017, you will hear there is something fishy about this man that's going on. And I smell fish. Don't forget, you guys, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the don't like button, whatever. Give me a call. I'm waiting on you guys. I know it's kind of late, right? I know it's the middle of the middle of the week. So, yeah. But give me a call.
Certified school psychologist with a doctor of clinical psychology can have the type of international reputation that they... And the reason we have to fight because if we let them do it to any one of us, they'll do it to all of us. That's right. And for those of y'all who have cameras, put that camera on all these brothers and sisters who came out here in the cold to support Dr. Umar because it's cold. It's
Now, here you go. There's a bunch of black people standing outside the courthouse yelling black power. Not just for giggles. What if they'd have decided to lock him up today? Yesterday. What if they would have decided to lock him up? Do you think it would have been a black person outside of giving a bond that would have been able to go get him out of prison? No. The truth is, black people don't have any power. That's the truth. Until black people start realizing that you don't have any power, that's the first thing that you have to do. You have to stop being in denial. Stop being in denial. We want power. We don't have any. Because if we had some, do you think that we would honestly really be talking about children taking Ritalin? No. If we had any power, would there be any need for him? No. So let's stop tripping. Let's stop stunting.
It's snowing. These brothers and sisters forsake their jobs, their livelihoods, their children. They got their own financial issues, as we all do, but they cared enough about Dr. Umar Johnson to come on out here. Brothers and sisters came from the West Coast, from the Midwest, from the deep South. Parents came with their children to support me, and I just want to say thank you to all you. One thing I don't like about this is the decision gets made by the state board who are not even present. The hearing officer is only the mediator. So she doesn't make the decision. She makes a recommendation. She don't make the decision. She makes a recommendation to the State Board of Psychology, who you know can't stand my guts. So I'm saying all that to say, no matter what the outcome, we still gonna fight. We got a school to build. Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy, 2119. Black people will have the last laugh. 215 Raleigh Street, brothers and sisters. That's where we going now. 215 Raleigh.
Now, we're going to get into this school. Because we have to get it in. About this school. There is still no plan about this school. It's a hell of a jacket. I like that coat. I digress. Where's the plans for the school? Anybody, tell Dr. Umar, hit me up at intelsolutions3017@gmail.com. I promise him I will definitely hook him up with a proposal for the school. A business plan for the school. Complete with pictures and graphs and everything. I will take time out of my life just to pick his brain, just so black people can have a plan for the school. I'm sure it'll work. The thing is, I don't think he actually thinks it'll work. I don't think he does. Because if he did, there'd probably not be so many dates for this school here. Now, he just said May. Let's run that back so you guys can hear this.
To the State Board of Psychology, who you know can't stand my guts. So I'm saying all that to say, no matter what the outcome, we still gonna fight. We got a school to build. Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy, State 2119. Black people will have the last laugh. To the State Board of Psychology, who you know can't stand my guts. So I'm saying all that to say, no matter what the outcome, we still gonna fight. We got a school to build. Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy, State 2119. Black people will have the last laugh.
He said May 2119. Next year? Man, man, come on now. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. I need to hear this one more time.
The hearing officer is only the mediator. So she doesn't make the decision. She makes a recommendation. She don't make the decision. She makes a recommendation to the State Board of Psychology, who you know can't stand my guts. So I'm saying all that to say, no matter what the outcome, we still gonna fight. We got a school to build. Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy, State 2119. Black people will have the last laugh.
He just went a whole nother year and some change out for this school. Now I want to pick up here. Shout out to Bless Beats. He did they did a video, interview that appeared on YouTube. I want to play something for you guys regarding this school here. So that way we are a little bit more aware of what I'm talking about here. Let's see.
And I hope you come out today because I'm going to teach you your rights. You will know exactly what to do whenever you walk inside of a school. Number two, black men. We got to honor black women. I don't care what you think about them. I don't care how ratchet you may claim they are. They are still your sisters, and they are your mothers. That is the womb that brought you forth. And no nation can rise higher in respect that gives its women. And parents, we have to make our children read more. Our children's working vocabulary is absolutely horrible. We're spending money on video games, TVs, internet, tablets, sports. What about the books? How many of y'all bought books for Christmas? How many of y'all bought dictionaries for Christmas? How many of y'all bought encyclopedias for Christmas? And the last thing that I would say, all this information we got going around.
Now, he's exactly right. We spend too much money on garbage. See, this is how he's willing you in, family. You spend too much money on garbage, and then you turn around, and then he's going to hook you. See, this is the mark of a good salesman. This is what they teach you when you go to college. He has a doctorate in selling you things. He understands the psychology of selling.
Around in the conscious community, it means nothing if we don't organize. Information won't save us. Organization does.
Now, keep in mind what he said. Organizing. All of this knowledge that's floating around, we have to organize. Keep that in mind. Organizing, right? All right.
Marcus Garvey said, the greatest weapon used against the Negro is this organization. As Kwame Stokely Carmichael said, if you organize a little, you get a little done. If you organize some, you get some done. If you don't organize at all, you don't get nothing done. I'm the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, DrUmarJohnson.com. Get at your brother.
Hey, real quick, I got it. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that definitely support you. Somebody wants to support the cause. I know. Like you said, you're not going beg for the money from.
No, independence.
We support
independence. If anyone wants
to independence, there's no way you can be independent of white people in this country. But that's what he's gonna sell you. But here you go.
donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, write a check of money order payable to FD Academy, P.O. Box 687 Philadelphia, PA 19132, and to that note, very close to a school.
Now, what he wants you to do now is send a check or money order. That's what he wants you to do. Check or money order.
Again, I'm looking at some here. I got one or two lined up in Detroit, one in Chicago, one in Atlanta, and I got to go see one in South Carolina.
So now he has to go all over the world to go see a school. This man could have built I don't know how many schools by now. But what's the plan for research and development? What's the plan? You know, because what he's saying is I have to do more research in order to develop out the school here. What's the plan? This is called R&D.
God willing, by the end of January, we will have a school. If anybody wants to work at the school.
Now, listen to what he just said. God willing, by the end of January. Now, this is the day before he went to court. He said by the end of January. Then after he gets out of court, he says May of 2019, May 21st of 2019. I don't know. But I tell you this. A business plan would tell you. Here you go. Let's run it back.
That definitely support you. Somebody wants to support the cause. I know. Like you said, you're not going beg for the money from
no. Independent.
We support
Independent. If anyone wants to donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, write a check of money order payable to FD Academy, P.O. Box 687 Philadelphia, PA 19132, and to that note, very close to a school. Again, I'm looking at some here. I got one or two lined up in Detroit, one in Chicago, one in Atlanta, and I got to go see one in South Carolina. So God willing, by the end of January, we will have a school. If anybody wants to work at the school, send me your resume. FTMGresume@gmail.com. But you cannot work for me if you sexually confused or dating the L. Black Power.
Now, God willing, by the end of January, right? And that's what he says, by the end of January, God willing. All right, shout out to Solar Minds. Solar Minds. This is something that we're putting off YouTube here because this goes to my point about Dr. Umar Johnson. This here goes to the point about Dr. Johnson. Now, Dr. Johnson, he spends another like 20 minutes. No, I'm guessing that he goes over to 215 Raleigh, right? He heads over to 215 Raleigh, and when he heads over there, give me just a second, because I want to show the family something before, because this kind of goes into his day, right? Now, I'm not normally want somebody to follow somebody around doing their day, right? But you gotta be questioning the man when he goes around in the daytime and he goes to see people and he's supposed to be the prince of Pan-Africanism. The prince. I mean, he was chosen. He was born to do this. Right? That's what he said. He was born. Now here's another joint here. When some brothers meet him outside of the courthouse. All right, shout out to Solar Minds. Now, this is when he's right outside the courthouse. He does another quick interview outside of the courthouse. And we're not going to go too much into all of that. Not too much into it. But what we are going to do is we're going to examine where he went. He went to a art museum, 215 Raleigh. So some guys came to pick him up. Some guys is doing some camera work. And there's Umar, he's riding the car. And they're just down the street from 215 Raleigh. It's not far from the courthouse. And they're just down the street. And he's kind of chopping it up, you know.
2014 to 2015, like I first left. But I met with the guy. That's what I tell him. I met with the guy. Came to the office and everything. Answered all the questions. Gave him the resolution. The bill should have been over. Right here. Yeah. That's it. Organic, right here. Get my son. Other side. Yeah.
Now this is about 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Nice bright day outside.
You know, you back in Harrisburg. What's up? Got a good job. I'm glad to be back, man. How you gonna say? It was in the February. Hours in there, so we'll speak.
Now look.
We'll talk. I'll just say, all you hear people. Love. All right. So you know, you still setting up, Sharon? Or they good? All right, so you know what you have to grab something to eat. You got back there? Tea? Go ahead and grab something, y'all. Get some tea.
All right. I want to kind of drive something home here, family. Because y'all might say, he nitpicking. Listen at Terrence. He think he's somebody's daddy. Now, I want you to count. Now, it was 3 guys in the car. Just take my word for it, family. It was 2 cameramen and another guy who was driving. Okay? So, I want to tell you, this is the functionality of black communities. And this is Monday, Tuesday, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Monday, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? Look it. How many people he needs? So there's one guy holding the camera. There's the other cameraman right here. Alright? So there's one guy.
You know you back in.
Now look in the background here. There's 3 more people. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
Harrisburg. What's up? Got a good job. I'm glad to be back, man. How you gonna say? It was in the February. Hours in there, so we'll speak.
Now look, 2 more people walk out. 7, 8 people. There's one guy holding the flag. 9 people.
I know.
10, 11.
We'll talk. I'll just say, all you hear people. Love. All right.
Sorry about that. We're gonna go.
We're at link. We wanted to.
We're gonna get that back because this is something that's very important. This is something that's very, very, very important because this is something that I really need.
Oh man.
Our people to pay attention to. This is something that I really need for our people to pay attention to.
Oh yeah. That's but yeah.
Okay, So we're really here talking about family. What we're really talking about here is that there's about 30 people. 30 black people. Okay? That he comes in contact with.
I just said all you hear people. All right.
Okay? There's a good 20 people in this room. So there's about 30 people in his immediate vicinity. And what are they doing? Waiting to hear him talk. He's the prince of Pan-Africanism. With all of these credentials, saying all of these different things. He just told you about mobilizing and organizing. But yet and still he goes see a bunch of people and they're sitting down 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon doing absolutely nothing. This is what's wrong with black communities. He's a parasite. He's having you to stop to hear him talk about nothing. Parasitic behavior. Because it's about him. It's about Umar the entertainer. You know, the actor. He's an actor. This is an act. Family, stay far away from these people. I don't want to see this man go to jail. I don't want to see him hurt. All right? And I hope he'll be able to take care of his family. But what we cannot do is continue to enable this type of behavior in our communities. Period. Him, Tariq, Boyce, Steve Harvey, all of these guys who's talking about black folks. Because they will use you and give you nothing, absolutely nothing back. So check it out, family. Here it goes. After they eat, because you know, that's what black people do, get together, they're going to eat. This what happens.
So what you think, man? I mean, true is always undefeated. You believe in the heavens. Once you stand on the side of the truth, you're always on the right side. You can pick your chance. So quick and convict.
And I just want to do like a Q&A, give people an opportunity.
There you go.
Pennsylvania has some.
Let's go ahead. Let's start recording what we think is history. Family, I'm sorry.
So you've been thinking about trading Bitcoin.
Just absolutely just not happy about what I'm witnessing.
Got a double standard with me. Like Everybody yourself, grab in the back. We're working on that restroom, so you can go to the corner to the pizza shop. Make sure somebody go with you. Harrisburg. Yes, sir. For those of y'all selling the South it's like North Texas, you don't know. Pennsylvania has some of the worst statistics for black folk. It's almost like Texas. Education rates, incarceration. I think Pennsylvania has the third largest amount of prisons, federal prisons. Pennsylvania is like North Texas, literally.
And this is what he's doing to you. He knows. You see? He knows. He knows that. He knows the statistics. He sees what's happening. But yet and still, he will much rather occupy your time. Now, this is I'm going to kind of go with this time. I'm not sure if this time is right up here on this clock right here. But I do see that this time says that it's about 12:40 in the afternoon on a Monday. Now, white supremacy don't have anything to do with this. Black people hanging out, congregating, doing nothing. This is what all of the athletes are talking about from their perspective. What, you just want to, off all of my hard work, you want me to turn around and take care of niggas? Off of all of my hard work, you want us to turn around and take care of people who don't want to work? Because I tell you this, at 12:40 in the afternoon, you should be working. Especially when you got on the red, the black, and the green in your black power. You should be working. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, working on exterminating racism. White supremacy. You should be working. But yet and still, you're not working. What are you doing? Listening to him. You guys are enabling him to continue to run down communities. Now, if you guys don't know what this little storefront here is, it's actually it's an art gallery that they use for black art. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that, you know, black people shouldn't have art galleries. What I am saying is, that's one hell of an art gallery. Come on, black people. Come on. But let's entertain Umar.
The Mason Dixon line does run through the state. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But what I want to do is I just want to do a Q&A. Give people an opportunity to say what they feel about what they saw today. Any questions for me? What I think I'm going to do, brothers and sisters, I'm so fatigued. Spiritually, emotionally.
I told you he was tired, didn't I?
Come back from Japan. I think I'm gonna go off grid for a little bit, just a couple weeks, not long. Once I come back to Japan.
Oh, where's he going? China and Japan. He's gonna take some more of that good old black money, take it to China and Japan. Again. Some of that good old black money. But I tell you a place that he don't go and spend any money. How about Inglewood, Chicago? How about that? And I can tell you why he don't go to Inglewood in Chicago. Because there ain't no place to spend no money. He hasn't went over there to build anything. By the way, shout out to everybody that's in Chicago, my hometown. Hey, I'm looking for 6 people. 6 people in Chicago who want to work with me to revitalize the community. I tell you, it's not as hard as you think. It's just some work. Email me, Intel Solutions. As a matter of fact, if anybody's listening to this, if you hear this and you get to this point, if you want to revitalize your community right where you are, I promise you, I will not stand up and tell you anything about my life story. We will get directly to work, making your community a place where people want to live. See here. How about this? How about we have white people come attempt to try to move into your community? Not because it's poor and it's such a good deal. No, it's because it's a great community to live in. And how about you say you made it that way? But let's finish entertaining Umar, shall we?
I think I'm gonna go off grid for a little bit, just a couple weeks, not long. You know, because once we get to school, I got it now. As soon as I get to school, right back up top. You know what I mean? But these last couple weeks been crazy. Go fund me just to give y'all some updates. Since everybody on you working out of assumptions. Let's give you some facts. Go fund me. Ask me to send them the bank statement to prove the funds were there, and to give them my realtor's information. I gave them again. Because remember we did this with them before. I gave it to them again, and they suspended the account anyway. So that tells me it wasn't making sure I didn't spend the money. They wanted me gone. And the GoFundMe situation was definitely cool. That was definitely black folks. Nothing but cool. That Afro Bengali chick on YouTube, she got a whole page on how to report Dr. Umar. She had a big thing in that. A lot of other people as well. I ain't even call their names to give them no credit. But I'm not too upset about the GoFundMe situation. What I want y'all to know is this. From what I understand, the money's already transferred, cannot be taken out. The money that GoFundMe has already transferred to the account cannot be taken out. If you made a donation since they froze my account, we're talking 2 weeks maybe. If you made a donation since they froze my account, they will contact you and ask you, do you want a refund or not? That's it. If you donated before the past 2 weeks, that money's in the account. They cannot take that back. Okay. So we still got enough money to go ahead and get to school. All right. So we good on that. I just need to hurry up and get to school though, because of what happens today is any inclination of what I want to do next couple weeks and months. I need to hurry up and get that school before they try to take the account itself. You know what I mean? So these haters that moved up the timeline for me.
All right, understand what he's saying. I need to hurry up and spend this money before they take it. And the reason why they're going to take it is simply because they're going to realize that I'm not moving forward to building a school. I just took your money and I defrauded people. So I need to hurry up and show everybody I'm not a fraud. Okay? And then they might take them to jail. So that is a extreme issue.
So I'm trying to hurry up. I think we can finalize it. I'm gonna be in Asia for about 10 days. So when I come back, we should be able to end this thing before February 1st. Because tomorrow I go see Delaware. I got somebody getting the Chicago inspected. Detroit. I'm pulling for Detroit. Taking too much red tape in Detroit. Atlanta, still a chance, but the school in Delaware is a lot more modern than Atlanta. And the school in Chicago is less expensive than Atlanta. So right now, the top two are Wilmington, Delaware, and Chicago, Illinois. That's where we're looking at right now. And in your own private time, text me and let me know what your opinions are on the city. You know, is the big city better than the small? You know, Wilmington is predominantly black too, but it's tiny. Should I go big? Should I go small? Should I go west? Should I stay coast? You know, but I would like to hear people's that. I already asked my ancestors to send me a dream. Normally they'll answer my question in my dream. I need to hurry up. Because I don't want to get this one wrong. I need to go where he need to be.
Wait a second. He needs to hear from his ancestors? Wouldn't your business plan had already told you where you're going to build this school? Before you start collecting a dime, wouldn't you already have a site? Should you go big? Should you go small? No, your money tells you where you're going to go. The numbers tell you where you're going to go. What's the best deal? You see, this is what keeps black people in the constant predicament that we're in. This right here. This is fraudulent behavior. This is a lot fraudulent. A lot. But I need to hurry up and I need to do something before they take me to jail. They're not only going to take my license, they're not only going to get me for doing that, they also going to get me for practicing without a license, take my certifications, take all of my degrees back, everything I worked so hard for, and throw me in prison for taking people's money.
So that's where we at on that. For my brothers and sisters, one-on-one, and then I got the mic here. You got a little bit of time of the mic. Okay. How soon is rolling out? Well, you know what? Can I answer the questions on this mic? All right, go ahead and shoot yours right here. This Elder Mike, he got some excellent artwork. Where you gonna be at next? But his brother got some very this type of stuff you hang up in your house. I got so much artwork from his brother. So you're into art. Make sure you get his number. Sure. I thought the hearing was horrible. I really thought they would have been bad, Elder. I really thought that they was going to come with some stronger evidence. Although I don't know what it would have been because no evidence, no crime never committed. You got to remember, I've been in school site for 7 years. Plus 3 years. That's right. That's 20 years career now. You can't find one hardcore evidence. You got to go to Breakfast Club. If you notice, you'll show you one eval, one therapy session, one person who said I did with them. I work with children in the first place. But I am a therapist because as you know, I'm going to behavioral health centers. You got thousands of therapists in Philly who ain't got no license. What you talking about? We all do that work. So I thought it was bogus. And it just showed me the white folks that wasn't about illegal behavior. That's about we come. We use everything we can. And the other thing, Elder, and I saw Sister Clementine. What's Sister Clementine? You in here? That's the queen who hosts me in France right there. Sister Clementine. You know what, Sister Clementine? I just thought of something. I was speaking with travel agent yesterday, right? I'm wondering if we should do Cameroon, one of the countries after this summer. If you think there's enough there for us to see and explore. So think about that for me.
Cameroon. He wants to go to Cameroon in Africa. I wonder if there's enough there for us to go and see and explore. See, he has these people at now it's 12:45, occupying their time out of their lives when they should be working on their liberation. These people should be humping. Boom, boom, Hey, there's Umar. Hey, good job. Hey, back to work. Boom, 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 boom. You know, because the white man is on their neck and we trying to achieve some black power. You know, the white man is holding them down. The white man is treating us bad. The white man is doing us so wrong. Come on now, family. Come on. Come on, family. Now, you know we got to know something different. Now, this is one of those we got to do better. Because the white man ain't doing nothing here. This is our own personal responsibility. He's going to do an interview and people are standing around listening to him talk. This is what you call being non-productive. Now, if you want to know the reason why black lives don't matter, it's because of this right here. If you want to know the reason why black people are non-productive, it's because of this. If you want to know why we don't have any value, it's because of this. If you want to know why we're poor, it's because of this type of behavior.
Okay. But anyhow, when I was in Paris early in spring,
in
that's when
Paris?
I got black extremist memo.
Hey, when they were in Paris early this spring, he's taking your dollars and going all around the world with it. And you are supporting him.
this happened since, I don't know if y'all noticed, all this happened to me since the black identity extremism memo came out from the FBI. All this is since then.
What the hell is he doing in Paris? I mean, really. Who do he got to go talk to over there? I mean, last time I checked, Paris ain't in Africa. This guy is a total waste of time. Total waste of time.
The GoFundMe, they supposed to be Instagram won't let me go live. Eventbrite kicked me off, said I can no longer sell tickets to Extreme. Now this, all of this is the black identity, so I know this is coming from the FBI. I believe it's coming from the FBI because they had no evidence. So it's real now, which means I got to dot the I's cross.
You see? And now you got people in the background. White supremacy, white nationalism. Well, then if it's white supremacy, white nationalism, why y'all not working? Why you not working to have your own? Why you standing around here listening to him talk? People, I'm up for black power, but I understand how to go get black power. That means you have to be in motion in order to get power. You know, turbines have to move in motion in order to generate power. Something has to be in motion, and right now there's nothing black that's in motion. Y'all standing there eating, and some of y'all finna get the itis. So it's over. Your whole day is shot. There is 24 more hours on this planet, and it's gone listening to him being centered around this guy. When are we going to call it quits, family? When are we going to stop having bad relationships with these type of people? When are we going to stop listening to their shit? Because that's all it is, a bunch of bullshit. And it stinks. Like I said, 6 people want to revitalize any neighborhood in this country. You want to make changes. You want to be serious about what it is you're doing. Give me 6. I'll be the 7th. And I guarantee you, we will turn your entire neighborhood around. That's a challenge. That is a challenge.
I got to cite my circle even more. Yes, sir. They're gonna come in that way. Thank you. No problem. Shout out to Final Call too. They keep me up nice and fresh. And who my brother who be on Gerard Avenue by the beach with the beam pop. My man. That's my man. Shout out. Every time I stop, he be like, let's go. Who else has some questions from the media? Then I'll go to the audience. Anybody want to go ahead and raise your hand or comment? My brother, state your name and the city you visited was from, my brother.
Brother Khalid, I'm from Philly.
Right. Tell me the beer we gave the gang in Philly.
But I just wanted to ask you and point out some things you said, like the Black National Streetman movement. Also, like in Philly, as you know, we dealing with that issue too. I was going to ask you a question on behalf of the bookstore Black Nobel. Anybody that knows your career knows that's where you start from. So I was saying like we can. That's way back. I mean, a lot of the elections and things there. But we just wanted to ask, what can you do to bring your presence, back to that because the brothers
that know me well, and I don't mind saying because I buried the hatchet with anybody that had differences with. But the situation with Black and Nobel is all over the bridge now. Shout out to Hakeem and Tyson. When I went to the first war with Sinetta, the very first beef. They didn't ride it with me. And I felt that because I was always a supporter of Black and Nobel, and I always did lectures there for free, and always get material mind to sell. Since we offer the same city. I thought when we started with Netta, they said, well, you know what, we ain't gonna take sides, but we not riding against Dr. Umar. You know what I mean? He helped us. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do that. They got quiet on me. They ain't really make no statements on my behalf. And then it was haters speakers. Every time I looked up, another one of my haters is speaking at Black. Don't get me wrong, they got a right to bring what they want. But I really feel that they supported me the way that I felt they should have given the history we had to get. You feel me? And when my book came out, Psychoacademic Holocaust, it's done very well. But for somebody who spends no less than $300 every time I walk in Black and Nobel, I thought they could at least bought a case of books. And in the 5 years my book is out, they never bought a single one. And that's really what kind of turned from them. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Me and Tyson never had an issue really. I think it was more me and Hakeem, because I feel Hakeem should have rose as the owner. But with that being water under the bridge, if I could do something to help you, reach out to me, then you know I would definitely have that conversation. Because as you know, the shortage of black books. They died out. They say the ones that are there. So as you know, as a people, we have to put our differences aside. No question. But I also think as a people, one of our weaknesses, we don't know how to operate on justice either. We operate on loyalties. Even when people are wrong, we big him up, but he wrong. Say that. You feel me? One of my homies do something wrong, dog. That was your fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not seeing enough of that in the conscious. It's all about loyalty, not principles.
But listen to what he's saying. They're not operating on business. No, this is what they feel like. Then the first thing he says is, dog. Well, Mr. Psychologist, if you know anything about psychology, he's calling black males dogs, which in turn, that's the reason why you can just about guess the reason why black women are calling themselves bitches. So now we're animals, running around, listening to each other bark. Who can bark the loudest when you have a beef with somebody, waiting around for master to feed you. This is what's happening. This is the reason why black people are not going anywhere. Or, we're not going anywhere fast. Get rid of the parasite now. He comes to town, don't show up, because I promise you, you talk to me, you will have something better to do. You will have something better to do. Email me. As soon as you hear it, the email is on the bottom of the screen. Intel Solutions 3017@gmail.com. And I guarantee you, you will have something better to do than besides listening to him talk. Promise you.
You know what I mean? How we gonna look for justice from the crack and we can't get up to each other? You know what I mean? So I'm just feeling that's where when I got this years ago. You know what I mean? That's years ago. Shout out to Black and Nobel. Shout out to you know what I mean? That's years ago. But that's where that beef came from. Back in 2020, what I want to say, 12. It's been a while now. It was like 2012. That first beef popped off. 2012.
And as you know from diagnosed that have mental issues, one of the things that you have to have patience and you really can't get mad with people that have mental issues. You have to understand, right? And that's one of the things that we deal with in our community, just like you had spoke on, is how they put us at odds with each other. That's coming all the way back from when the slave master would make different slaves work harder than each other, and that put us at odds with each other. So we have to be able to break that cycle.
One thing about me, some people will say it's to my detriment. You know what I'm saying? That's just how my mother raised me. I'm very forgiving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to hold grudges. Even with the stuff I got going on with them two coons. And one day we'll be able to look past. You know what I'm saying? My stuff is always temporary. Most people know that I just can't hate.
You seem like a pretty nice guy.
Because as a movement, we are moving. We got to take a step. We got to take a step together.
But we also got to be able to hold accountable.
Exactly.
And I see a lot of situations like, come on, man, that was wrong. You know what I mean?
Just like when you said to SETI, like we had the issue with SETI, saying that we should have a tribunal. He was completely out of line by saying that we all know that. But you know, that's our tradition is to have a sit down, especially like when we recognize that
situation. Not to cut you off, and shout out to SETI too. When that situation popped, all the blame went to me, and I didn't even start it. All I heard was he should be bigger than that. He the one with the doctorate. He over the school. But what about the man that started it? I'm gonna take my blame. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna take my blame. But what about the brother who initiated the whole situation? Everybody say voice. You know what I mean? Boys walking make a video about 3 hours, man. You know what I mean? Nobody is saying that. Just stop making videos about it, man. And the beef will stop. Sometimes the community got to say, come on, man. That's really your fault. Think about who you.
You see that? Come on. Come on. Instead of me finding something else better to do than argue with other men over the computer, instead of me saying, hey, listen, you know what? I have something better to do. I am getting these people together in this community, and I am turning and making better socioeconomic changes in an area. Instead of him doing that, he spends hours talking, debating, fighting other black men on the computer. You just heard him say, Boyce Watkins continue to make videos. Listen, I love these guys, but this shit got to stop. These people got to go. They are harmful. A parasite is harmful to your health. And we got to get rid of this behavior, family. We definitely got to get rid of this behavior.
You ever heard me speak on to instigate something? Right. I don't speak on nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I knew he was using white folks to make videos. Say nothing, because it's none of my business. But since you want to speak on me, I'm going to hear you out. Now you got young female, or whatever his name is, up in Buffalo. He making videos. Dude, what you speaking on me for? I don't know you.
And that's that self-hate, because everybody joined the witch hunt, and as soon as they hear that a black man is in turmoil, everybody want to go right and pull it down even further. But you know, that's a mental issue that we dealing with. So we got to be able to teach that. And we can't heal what we don't reveal.
Heal what we don't reveal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Solomon from In the Black Media. You know, from the time I remember when I first met you.
You knew me way back. I know this problem could speak to me when nobody knew me.
Yeah.
Like Muhammad could too. Clark could too. Millersville University alumni. They before anybody knew me.
I was in college and I ran into somebody. I was looking at your video, and he was like, do you know him? I'm like, yeah.
Chomping that gun, man. He hungry.
Green introduced me to you. And his name was Oba. If you remember Brother Oba? And he was like, I don't like that. I'm gonna keep it real. I was like, yeah. You know, I didn't know you there. I just met you. I was like, yeah. So what you like about him? He said he's arrogant. You know what I'm saying? He's a very arrogant individual. So what? My question to you is that what you got to say about that? Because that's not the first time I heard that. You know what I'm saying?
Question though. What man you know doesn't have a degree of arrogance? Yeah. And why is it that my arrogance is the only one that gets discussed? I don't know about black man without arrogance. You, me, all of us got some. And I often would say that my confidence is often mistaken as arrogance.
I want to piggyback that. Just like when we don't realize that, you know, the slavery and master white supremacy is always taught us to put our head down and not be proud of ourselves. So when we start to feel proud about who we are and think that unapologetic and you know, that we accomplish is the haters come and say, oh, you shouldn't, you're arrogant. You shouldn't be the way you are. Everybody should be proud of who they are. Everybody is kings and queens in their own way.
Wait a second. If I'm not mistaken, those are white man clothes you got on. You're using white man heat, white man roof over your head, eating white man's food, right? You should hold your head down. You should hold your head down and get to work. You shouldn't be saying anything but work. And only thing you should be saying is something pertaining to work. Because as a black man, this shit here is terrible. It's terrible. What have you done to hold your head up? Listen, those people prior to us, at least they got out there and they marched and they was willing to lay down in the street and they was throwing some cocktail bombs and they was doing something. These people is 30 deep in the spot and they not doing anything. They don't have a pen or a piece of paper. So really, what are they doing? Grandstanding. Massaging each other. Trying to make each other feel good. About doing nothing. I can tell you who is doing something. That judge, she back there, she doing something. That prosecutor, he went on back there, he doing something. That stenographer, she working. Those people are working while you standing there talking. And then when the people who's working, when they above you, they have more than you do, then you want to step back and you want to say, hey, you know, I've been over there listening to Umar because I chose to occupy my time with Umar and not work. You know, you should give me something. Come on, family. That's not right. That is not right. But you don't know what to do. Here is what you do. You develop an economic plan for your area and you work that plan. You develop a family plan. Whatever business you have, a business plan, and you work it, work it, work it, work it. And you hustle, 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 hustle hard. Sorry, I'm not the funniest guy on the planet, but I tell you this. I'm going to make sure that you are respected before you leave here. Because this right here is not worthy of respect at all.
Right. Hell no. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. I really feel that the conscious community got a double standard with me. Like, I got a whole nother evaluation standard. You know what I mean? Other dudes like it's cool, you know what I mean? You don't know.
Again, black people compete with each other. Even in intellectual debates, just like you said, a lot of people intellectually masturbate. And somebody have a conversation with you, and they'll say, they'll say, oh, that's nothing. And they try to trump you with some more information. So we never really listen to each other. We just stop and just wait for our rebuttal.
Whenever this competition is going to be conflict. And our whole community is based on that. And it might be more conflict in the conscious community than in the hip-hop community. I think we got more going on in the conscious community than hip-hop had ever had.
Brother, just like you said, that's coming from COINTELPRO and FBI. We got a lot of regulatory agents that trade, and their only reason they're there is the cause of conflict.
But what about right now? No one is in that room saying, well, what about right now? Let's get some things moving. as soon as somebody say, well, what are we doing now? How about right now? I bet you them people will start running up out of that building. We got to stop this, family. We really do.
And that's why you see if something transpires between you or another brother, it goes viral. But if you make a positive speech, that doesn't go viral. Control the viral button.
Family, we got to get rid of this behavior. We definitely do. Make this go viral, family. Make this go viral. Six people. 6 people. Let's put an end to the parasites. Let's put an end to the parasites, family. Let's put an end to it. Hey, I just kind of thought this up. If it looks nice, let me know. You know, let me know. I've kind of been working on it a little bit. Right? Been working on it a little bit. Let me know how it looks. Let's put an end to the parasites. Let's get rid of this parasitic behavior. Family, at any given time, give me a call. Let's make it a challenge. Let's make it have let's have the economic plan challenge. Let's do that. The economic plan challenge. Who can come up with the best economic plan, and who could develop their neighborhood the best? Let's put an end to the parasites. Family, I love y'all. Don't forget to hit me up, email me, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I love you. Peace.